Lights down low, but the fire's burning. Clay gets packed and the tires start churning. Strapping tight, it's about that time. Micro sprint hub, let them hear that whine. Helmets on and the visors down. Short track kings in a small town crown. Head to your seat, better hold on tight. It's elbows up on a Friday night. Slide job coming, don't blink twice. Door to door and they're rolling the dice. No lift, no fear, no backing down. When the green flag drops, they own this town. Rustle, get her elbows up, tear the cushion down. Feather the throttle, spin it around. Right rear racing on the mic tonight. Calling every slider, every fight. It's intense, it's fast, it's wheel to wheel. Micro thunder, you can feel that steel. Micro sprint hub, here we go. Broadcast live, let's start the show. Quick, three-wide racing off of turn 2. Little cars flying, but the moves are huge. Nose to tail, they're digging deep. No room to breathe, no time to sleep. Champions rise, legends begin. One bad slide and you're out of the wind. Checkered dreams in a dirt-filled haze. Short track warriors set ablaze. Top side, bottom, choose your lane. One mistake and it's heartbreak pain. Crowd on their feet, they feel that rush. Micro madness in a cushion crush. Watching little elbows up, tear the cushion down. Feather the throttle, spin it around. Right rear racing on the mic tonight. Bringing the action, living bright. It's intense, it's raw, it's all out speed. Every lap is a fight to lead. Micro sprint hub, engines roar. Green flags out, let's race some more. Ladies and gentlemen, strapping tight. The micro sprint hub racing league starts now. Right here on Right Rear Racing. Right Rear Racing.
Strap in, fire it up. It's time to light the fuse.
It's time to light a fuse. Really like fire. Yeah. Right rear racing, we're bringing the heat. Burning rubber and mics, got you up out your seat. Life live on the track or the digital stream. We don't chase views, we chase dreams. From the dirt to the asphalt, throttle stays wide. Every lap we broadcast, it's a hell of a ride. Yeah, Facebook Live and that YouTube screen. Tune in now, it's a high octane scene. Tires spinning, fans grinning. Right rear's live, and we ain't quitting. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, bleeding souls high. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, it's showtime.
Hey! Yeah! Lights down low, but the fire's burning. Clay gets packed and the tires start churning. Strapping tight, it's about that time. Micro sprint hub, let them hear that whine. Helmets on and the visors down. Short track kings in a small town crown. Head to your seat, better hold on tight. It's elbows up on a Friday night. Slide job coming, don't blink twice. Door to door and they're rolling the dice. No lift, no fear, no backing down. When the green flag drops, they own this town. Rustle, get her elbows up, tear the cushion down. Feather the throttle, spin it around. Right rear racing on the mic tonight. Calling every slider, every fight. It's intense, it's fast, it's wheel to wheel. Micro thunder, you can feel that steel. Micro sprint hub, here we go. Broadcast live, let's start the show. Quick, three-wide racing off of turn 2. Little cars flying, but the moves are huge. Nose to tail, they're digging deep. No room to breathe, no time to sleep. Champions rise, legends begin. One bad slide and you're out of the wind. Checkered dreams in a dirt-filled track warriors set ablaze. Top side, bottom, choose your lane. One mistake and it's heartbreak pain. Crowd on their feet, they feel that rush. Micro madness in the cushion crush. Watch your little elbows up, tear the cushion down. Feather the throttle, spin it around. Right rear racing on the mic tonight. Bringing the action, living bright. It's intense, it's raw, it's all out speed. Every lap is a fight to lead. Micro sprint, hub engines roar. Green flags out, let's race some more. Ladies and gentlemen, strap in tight. The micro sprint hub racing league starts now. Right here on Right Rear Racing. Right Rear Racing.
Strap in, fire it up. It's time to light the fuse.
It's time to let it go. We'll need bloody like fire. Yeah. Right rear racing, we're bringing the heat. Burning rubber and mics, got you up out your seat. Live on the track or the digital stream. We don't chase views, we chase dreams. From the dirt to the asphalt, throttle stays wide. Every lap we broadcast, it's a hell of a ride. Yeah, Facebook Live and that YouTube screen. Tune in now, it's a high octane scene. Oh, tires spinning, fans grinning. Right rear's live, and we ain't quitting. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, speeding shows high. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, it's showtime.
And welcome back to Right Rear Racing as we bring you week number 4 action of your Micro Sprint Hub iRacing League as these drivers take off the wing and now take on Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway here for week number 4 action as these drivers are out there right now doing some laps for the practice session, which is presented by Bradley Cox Racing. And right now for your quickest time is going to be set by Brady Ross in that one machine, as his best time so far has been a 14:56. With Bradley Cox in the 45 machine, he's going to be running a 14:58 for the practice session here so far, and we see it up there now. We're just a little bit over halfway of the 30-minute practice session here tonight as these drivers are trying to break this track in, make it racy, and make it thrilling, just like it was last week whenever these drivers were throwing slide draws back and forth in the wing cart action. And to go over past week's winners, Bradley Cox in the 45 machine, he won week 1 at Millbridge. Then Jaden West won week number 2, and last week Seth Gregory won week number 3 there. So 3 different weeks, 3 different winners. Can one of these 3 drivers win for the second time this season? And week number 4 here at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway is presented by Torque Hydration. And the link is posted on the description there, as you can go to the link and get it. As that's not going to be the link right there. I was going to post it in the chat, but the link is posted in the description there. Thanks to all the sponsors here with Micro Sprint Hub iRacing League. Again, Bradley Cox Racing is the sponsors for the practice session. Torque Hydration for your title sponsors here tonight. BTB Foundation for your heat race sponsors. And for your main event sponsor is also going to be Torque Hydration. The winner's circle is going to be presented by Race Tracker Pro. We also have Milestone Electric Plumbing and AC, FM Performance, Dirt Labs, and I know I'm missing another one there, and it's going to be Thrive Media. It just popped up there on the top right-hand side of your screen. These drivers are going to be at the halfway point of their warm-up session. Try to get this track broke in here, and going to go ahead and give you a quick replay or a quick highlight reel of what happened last week here on Micro Sprint Hub iRacing League.
Week 3 in the books. Lenny ended up on a 30-lap war. Micro Sprint Hub, elbows up, slider town. Green flag drops, saying the pack goes wild. 3 wide deep like they lost their minds. Dirt flying high off the cushion line. Every lap's a highlight rewind. Crossovers cut like a switchblade flash. Slide job stuck, now slide right back. 4 wide thunder down the straight. Nobody lifting, nobody wait. 30 laps, pressure builds. Every corner got unfinished deals. White flag waves, crowd on their feet. Heartbeat racing with the concrete heat. Last lap glory, send it in deep. 1 shot left, and it's yours to keep. Seth Gregory from the outside lane only led 1, but that's the one to pay. Slide jobs, crossovers, paint trading sparks. Lenny lit up in the Georgia dark. Micro Sprint Hub, yeah, we run it hard. Week 3 written in the record card. Lucas holding steady up front all night. Hit his marks and he held it tight. But that final corner turn, full bite. Here comes Seth on the last lap flight. Going sideways, hoping stick. Crowd hold breath for a split second tick. Drag race down to the stripe so close. Checkered flag and the place explodes. Elbows up, no fear inside. 3 and 4 wide, let it ride. Hub racing, that's the vibe. 1 lap led and you survive. Last lap glory, write that name. Seth Gregory wins the game. 30 laps and it came down fast. All that mattered was the very last. Linear thunder, engine scream. Week 3 living every dirt track drag dream. Micro Sprint Hub next week reload, but this one sets on the victory road. Seth Gregory, whoa. Seth Gregory, yes, Lanier, Micro Sprint Hub.
And that's what happened last week. Let's see if everything will continue in that trend. And we got racing action all the way around the track here tonight, as we do have 12 minutes left of the practice session. Again, Brady Ross is going to be your current quick time for the practice session. It's just warm up, getting everything ready to go here for tonight, as the drivers are going to try to get the top side worked in, the bottom side as well. And Brady Ross is from Rockwell. We also have Bradley Cox in that 45 machine, as he is from Burke Burnett, Texas, with the sponsors of Redline Performance Roofing and Race Engine Components and Speed Factory. We also have the 25 of Justice Sokol out here, as well as, let me find his name here on my list and we'll give you a proper introduction with him, as he is from Falcon, Colorado, with the ABM chassis, Engler and JSR Dig. And Jaden West in the 33 machine here. I think his name is on my list here. It looks like we're going to have 14 drivers so far here making the call. trying to give you the rundown of everyone that I have here on the list that is actually here. As Lucas, he's not, or he's out there on the track now in that 17 machine. I believe I got him. As he is from Lake Odessa, Michigan. Sawyer Chassis of Indiana. Jamie Phelps, Mission Impossible, Holographics, and Curbs Plus Incorporated. We also have JT Moss, as he's not currently out there on the track. He's making his way from the pit side. That's why it looks kind of weird there as he's working his way through 1 and 2 in the pits. He's right there in that 8 machine. As JT Moss is from Manford, Oklahoma. And Rustin Moss, he is going to be residing from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Shoreline Boat and RV, the little speed shop, 99 Motorsports, Salt Creek Marina, Full Tilt Wraps, Town and Country Hardware, Midwest Suspension Company, Fuel Tech, and Taylor Race Engines. Again, I'm trying to make my way through these drivers as quick as possible, as trying to find them on the list here as well. As we follow along with the 14, that's going to be Seth Gregory, your last week winner, as he resides in, let's just see his name. He resides in Pennsylvania, and sponsors are going to be Raise the Bar, Metcalf Media, and Logan Trimmer Racing. We also have J-Rob in the 19 machine. And he didn't fill out a form, but I'm going to say that it's going to be Thrive Media, Micro Sprint Hub, Dirt Labs, and those are going to be the 3 that I think, or he did fill out one. I see his name there. Thrive Media, I'm going to mess up the name here. Robinson Fashion, BTV Foundation, Micro Sprint Hub, Milestone, J-Rob TV, and Race Tracker Pro. Wasn't going to butcher the first name there of the Robinson Fashion. As we do have roughly about 8 minutes left of the practice session. I did skip one here. It's going to be Bryce Comer in the 9 machine. And Bryce Comer's from Apollo Beach. Colton Robinson, Mom and Dad, and Austin are his sponsors. Just kind of do a quick introduction of all the drivers. All I was trying to do there, as we do have 8 minutes or 7 minutes left of practice session. You see how the track is turning out there from your aerial view, as it looks like we're going to have 14 drivers here making the call tonight. And as we wait here for your 7 minutes, let's take a look at your points coming into tonight's action. As Seth Gregory, he's going to be in the lead right now with 190 points. Justice Sokol in second, with just behind him by 2 points. Rustin Moss is in third with 180. Bradley Cox right there in fourth with 179. Brady Ross and Jaden West are tied there for fifth with 167. We have then Bryce Comer with 161 in seventh. Then we have Bryce with 131 in eighth. Justin Robinson with 130 in ninth, and Jason Green rounds out your top 10 there with 120 points coming into tonight. Week number 4 action. And I know that we're trying to stream both on YouTube and Facebook, but I don't know if YouTube is actually up yet. If If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and throw it in the chat. Let us know so that way we can let all the viewers know that both platforms are actually working right now. Because right before we came up here for the stream, the YouTube did go down, it seemed like. Yeah, with 5 minutes left, go ahead and grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, and get ready for your qualifying. You have 5 minutes left to get ready. And Eric Long on Facebook saying that YouTube is still down. Hopefully it comes back up. It's still going to be over there. Once YouTube comes back up, it's going to load up as well. So that way, if you want to come back over there later and watch it on your TV through YouTube, you sure can right that way as well. And Eric, thanks for the like of the stream and following the page. It's greatly appreciated. As these drivers still try to break this track in, get it ready for tonight's action. You see it here as Bradley Cox is pulling out onto the track there. You see how that track is turning out. As we are going to be racing, you see these three drivers here during the warm-up session all right there on top of each other and pushing each other still, as one's getting the bottom side going and the top side going as well. So we're going to have a top and bottom here early starting into this race. Again, huge shout out to Drivers Labs. If you're interested in Drivers Labs, this is what they're about here. Is most drivers think sponsorships come from winning races. They don't. They come from visibility, branding, and consistency. Drivers Labs shows race drivers how to grow on social media, attract real sponsors, build a brand sponsors want to work with, and if you race and want to get paid to do it, this is where it starts. And I'm going to go ahead and post that link into the chat as well. If you're interested with Dirt Labs, or I'm sorry, Drivers Labs. As it didn't want to post once again. You can go to Micro Sprint Hub Facebook page and find that link right there as well for your Drivers Labs.
Lights down low, but the fire's burning. Clay gets packed and the tires start churning. Strapping tight, it's about that time. Micro Sprint Hub, let them hear that whine. Helmets on and the visors down. Short track kings in a small town crown. Edge of your seat, better hold on tight. It's elbows up on a Friday night. Slide job coming, don't blink twice. Door to door and they're rolling the dice. No lift, no fear, no backing down. When the green flag drops, they own this town. Rustle your elbows up, tear the cushion down. Feather the throttle, spin it around. Right rear racing on the mic tonight. Calling every slider, every fight. It's intense, it's fast, it's wheel to wheel. Micro thunder, you can feel that steel. Micro Sprint Hub, here we go. Broadcast live, let's start the show. Quick, three-wide racing off of turn 2. Little cars flying, but the moves are huge. Nose to tail, they're digging deep. No room to breathe, no time to sleep. Champions rise, legends begin. One bad slide and you're out of the wind. Checkered dreams in a dirt-filled haze. Short track warriors set ablaze. Top side, bottom, choose your lane. One mistake and it's heartbreak pain. Crowd on their feet, they feel that rush. Micro madness in a cushion crush. Watching little elbows up, tear the cushion down. Feather the throttle, spin it around. Right rear racing on the mic tonight. Bringing the action, living bright.
And with that, your checker flag is waving for these drivers for the Bradley Cox Racing practice as it comes to an end. We're going to go into our qualifying here tonight. As Jensen Long is going to go out there on the track first. We're going to go take a look at him as he's making his way through 3 and 4. As he's coming off turn 4, he's going to be getting the green flag. As he's working bottom side there through 1 and 2, he's going to work his way down the back straightaway. Working through 3 and 4 there, working that bottom side, trying to get a lap here. His first lap is going to be a 15:20. Rustin Moss in the 51 machine. He ran the quickest lap there as a 15:14. And JT Moss is going to jump up there into his third with a 15:21. Rustin Moss on his second lap is going to run a 15:44. That's going to push him back as Jensen Long just ran a 15:12. Brady Ross is going to top the leaderboard with a 15:05. As you see Brady Ross right there in that one machine, he's working that bottom side there, or was working the bottom side, kind of a bottom slider there, as he ran the exact same lap time there on his second lap of a 15:05. Throwing a slider in 3 and 4. Coming up there and hit that top side there. And it's going to be even quicker for lap number 3 with a 14:96. We're going to go to Seth Gregory, your winner from last week. He's currently sitting 8th. As soon as I said that, he jumped up to 6th as he's ran 4 laps so far. J-Rob is going to be right there in 8th as Bradley Cox has topped the leaderboard. Seth Gregory ran a 15:05 on his last lap. That's going to put him up to 3rd. Bradley Cox on the 45 machine. His first lap was a 14:93 as he's going to pull back into the pits. Jensen Long's out there doing extra laps as he's already done. He's sitting 4th. JT Moss, he's back out there. He's trying to get that outside going. And that lap time there is going to be a 15:47. Justin Sokol in that 25 machine. He's out there doing extra laps trying to figure out where he's trying to go. We're going to go with Bryce Redmond in the 53 machine. He's currently sitting 10th as he's already made 2 laps here. That's going to update now that he's ran 5 laps as he's going to be a 15:34. We're going to go with Lucas Weber in the 17 machine, or 54 here on the track. And this time around the track, that was his second lap. He's going to be a 15:15. That's going to jump him up to 8th quickest so far as he's working his way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. We do have 10 seconds left remaining here of your qualifying. And Lucas Weber in that 8 or 17 machine, he's going to be sitting 8th with a 15:15. And Bradley Cox, Brady Ross, Seth Gregory is going to be your top 3 for your qualifying. Jensen Long is going to be 4th. And heat race number 1 is going to take the field here tonight. And Bradley Cox on the 45 machine is going to start on the pole. On his outside is going to be the 14 of Seth Gregory. Rustin Moss in the 51 is going to be inside row number 2. And on his outside is going to be Jaden West in the 33. J-Rob in the 19 machine, he's going to be on the inside row of row 3. And Bryce Redmond is going to be on his outside in the 53. Row 4 has Bryce Comer in the 9 machine with Sterling Thesis in the 15 on his outside. Take that picture off of there as I'm hiding everything else back there. As Sterling Thesis will not be gridding up here, as I believe he is your race control. So we do have 7 drivers here for heat race number 1 action, presented by BTB Foundation. Seth Gregory's there. So we got Bradley Cox in the 45 there in the orange machine. Seth Gregory in the 14 on his outside. The 51 of Rustin Moss It's going to be inside row number 2 there with 33 of Jaden West on his outside. J-Rob in that 19 machine is going to be row number 3 inside with the 53 of Bryce Redmond on the outside, and then car number 9 on the ticker, but car number 14 here is going to be Bryce Comer. As the pace truck should start moving here momentarily as the 2-minute horn is done, or starting thesis will not be able to join. Again, I believe he is your race control. It's going to be a 6-lap heat race here for heat race number 1 action. Again, it's presented by BTP Foundation. As they work their way off of turn 2 down the back straightaway, the pace truck lights are still on, I believe. The 14 of Seth Gregory is getting a little bit loose there on the top 3 and 4. This time around, they're receiving the rolled up green flag. We're set to go underway next time around. As the pace truck just pulled off of there in turn number 1. They're coming down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Bradley Cox is waiting for that start zone and going to hit that loud pedal and get us underway for week number 4 action in your heat races. He's going to hit that inside berm, get a good run. We do have a contact there for second. That's going to be between Jaden West and Rustin Moss. As West is on the outside of that 33 machine, we're going to go up to the front as Seth Gregory's trying to work that bottom side there on Bradley Cox, as we are going to come off turn 4 for lap number 1. Give the lead to Bradley Cox. Here comes the 14 of Seth Gregory. He's trying to reel in the 45. We do have a battle for second, or I'm sorry, battle for third there with the 33 on the outside. Here comes the 51 of Rustin Moss. He's going to try to run it that top side as well as they come off turn number 4 down the front straightaway. There's a little bit of gap between everyone. The 33 is going to get crossed up. Here comes Rustin Moss. He's going to get momentum off of turn 2. He's going to look down low into turn number 3. He's looking to throw that slide job on the 33 of Jaden West as they just received the cross flags here. Here comes the 33 of Jaden West. He's going to look down low going into turn number 1. As they come off turn 2, we're going to be side by side. This is a battle for third on your screen between the 33 and the 51. The 51 is going to work the top side there, and 3 and 4 coming off turn number 4. We're getting the popsicle sticks with 2 laps remaining here in heat race number 1 action. The 51 of Rustin Moss is holding on to your third position. Bradley Cox has led it since the drop of the green. As we stay right here with the battle for third, as Bradley Cox is working his way off for and at the flag stand, he's getting the white flag with one more time around here for your heat race. Working his way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The 45 is going to work that bottom side, slide up there off turn 4, and take the win here in heat race number 1. Seth Gregory is going to follow in second. Rustin Moss in third. Jaden West in fourth. And Bryce Comer rounds out your top 5. Bryce Redmond is going to finish 6th, and J-Rob is going to round out the field here in heat race number 1 action. And heat race number 2 is going to be gridding up now. And again, it's going to be heat race number 2 presented by BTB Foundation. Brady Ross in the 1 machine. He's going to start on the pole. Jensen Long is going to be on his outside in the 4 machine. JT Moss in the 8 machine is going to be inside row number 2 with Lucas Weber in his outside in the 17. Justice Sokol in the 25 machine is going to be inside row number 3 with Michael Cummings in the 23 on his outside. And rounding out the field for heat race number 2 action is going to be Cleveland in the 92. As everyone's going to be gridding up here, we should have movement here on the field. Wait for that pace truck to move in. The pace truck is moving. We're going to be pacing around the track here and getting ready for heat race number 2 action. as they work their way off of turn 4. They're going to get the rolled up green flag as the pace truck does pull off there in turn number 1. The field is going to be led by Brady Ross and Jensen Long as they work their way through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway, ready to sail, coming off turn number 4. As we work our way down into turn number 3, the one machine of Brady Ross is ready to hit that loud pedal. He's going to hit that loud pedal and get us underway for heat race number 2 action, as we're going to try to find a better angle. Oh, that inside berm's going to push the one machine up. Here comes Jensen Long. He's going to look on the inside here as we're taking a look down the back straightaway into turn number 3. As Jensen Long's going to get that bottom side going. Brady Ross has gained his composure back and maintaining the lead, but that turn 1 and 2 is getting a little tricky there for Brady Ross, as the 4 of Jensen Long is going to be right there and as they work their way off turn number 4 for lap number 2 down in the books. And the one machine is going to make a clean pass there in 1 and 2. This time here comes the 4 of Jensen Long once again trying to work that bottom side. We do have a battle for third on your screen between the 54 and the 25, as the 25 of Justice Sokol is going to work from the outside to get into 4th, and Lucas Weber in that 54 machine, he's going to run in 5th. We're going to go back up to the front as we do have a battle for the lead. The 4 machine is going to hit the inside berm. That's going to allow the 1 machine to get back around him. Here comes the 8 of JT Moss as we are receiving the popsicle sticks here in heat race number 2 action. As we're going to be side by side, that's battle for second. That's going to give it to JT Moss in the 8 machine. He's getting the outside groove going. Here comes the 4 machine trying to throw a slide job, working their way off turn number 4, getting the white flag. Can the 8 machine of JT Moss make the pass? And here comes the 4 machine of Jensen Long, going to throw a slide job and give the right rear to to JT Moss, as Brady Ross in that 1 machine is working that bottom side in turn off of 4, getting the win here in heat race number 1, followed by Jensen Long in that 4 machine and Justice Sokol in the 25. We'll round out your top 3. JT Moss moved back to your 4th position. Lucas finishes up in 5th. Cleveland in 6th, and Michael Cummings rounds out your field for heat race number 2 action. And these drivers are going to do a quick 5-minute warm-up session, try to do any final adjustments to their cars, as this is a open setup race here tonight. As these drivers work their way out onto the track. Just a quick recap of heat race number 1 action was Bradley Cox, Seth Gregory, Rustin Moss, Jaden West, Bryce Comer, Bryce Redmond, J-Rob, for heat race number 1 action. And heat race number 2 action had Brady Ross, Jensen Long, Justice Sokol, JT Moss, Lucas, and then we had Cleveland in 6, and Michael Cummins rounds out the field for heat race number 2 action. As you see, these drivers are out there on the track working the top side in and the bottom side. Going to try to make it racy here for your main event. And as always, we're going to bring up sponsors a lot here, as Bradley Cox was your practice sponsor. Bradley Cox Racing was your practice sponsor. Your title sponsor here tonight is going to be Torque Hydration, also your A main sponsor. BTB Foundation was your heat race sponsor, and after the race, we're going to hear from your top 3 drivers, and your winner circle sponsor is going to be presented by Race Tracker Pro. We also have Milestone Electric Plumbing and AC, FM Performance, and Thrive Media. We also have Driver's Lab as well, as Driver's Labs is to help drivers grow on social media, attract real sponsors, and build a brand sponsors want to work with. as these drivers have roughly 2 minutes left here in their practice session, warm-up session, get final adjustments to their cars, see if they like what they're changing, and get ready for tonight's main event. And sorry for all the quietness there. I was checking to see if the YouTube was still down, and it is. Hopefully they get that up here shortly. As you see, these drivers are being able to work 3 different lines there here in this practice session. And are we going to have a repeat winner here tonight for week number 4? As Bradley Cox, Jaden West, and Seth Gregory all have won, respectively, in the weeks 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to conclude your warm-up session. As these drivers are getting the checker flag done in the final few seconds of the warm-up session. And these drivers are going to start lining up for your main event presented by Torque Hydration. And starting on your pole for your main event here tonight is going to be Bradley Cox in the 45 machine with Brady Ross on his outside in the 1. Row number 2 has Seth Gregory on the inside with his 14 machine with Jensen Long on his outside in the 4. Row number 3 has Rustin Moss in the 51 on the inside with Justin Sokol on the outside in the 25. Row number 4 has Jaden West in the 33 on the inside with JT Moss on his outside in the 8. Row number 5 has Bryce Comer in the 9 machine on the inside with Lucas on his outside in the 17. Bryce Redmond in the 53 is going to be inside row number 6 with Cleveland on his outside in the 92. Row 7 has J-Rob in the 19 machine on the inside with Michael Cummins on his outside in the 23 machine. Again, starting on thesis, and the 15 will not be ridden up. We're set sail for 30 laps here with 14 drivers. Again, we're going to hear from your top 3 drivers after this race concludes, as these drivers work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. This time around, they come off turn 4, getting the rolled up green flag, as we're set to go green next time around. As we work our way off turn number 2 down the back straightaway, the 45 of Bradley Cox on the inside with Brady Ross on the outside, ready to set this field on fire here as the 45 of Bradley Cox is going to hit that lap pedal and get us underway, get a good jump here. Here comes Seth Gregory in that 14 machine. He's going to follow suit, but here comes Brady Ross. He's going to try to slide that back and get tongue-tied here as we go 3 wide. The 4 of Jensen Long is going to be down there. We're going to be 3 wide for position number 2 as they work their way off turn 4 down the front straightaway. As 14 machine is going to be working the outside. That's going to be Seth Gregory. Brady Ross is right there. He's in second. Here comes Jensen Long. He's still working that bottom side with Seth Gregory right there in that 14. We have a battle here between these 3. And here comes the 25 of Justin Sokol. He wants in on the action as he's working that bottom side. He's going to throw a slide job here on the 14. 14 is going to make contact as they come off turn 2. And we do have a caution flag coming out. As we're going to go take a look at it here. As you see the 14 machines working the top side here. Here comes the 25 of Justice Sokol as he's coming in there sliding up and kind of a racing ordeal there, and that's what sent Seth Gregory around. It seems like I'm getting all tongue-tied and dry throat here. Hopefully we get it cleared up and get good calls for y'all. As Bradley Cox in the 45 machine will be out front still with Brady Ross there in the 1. The 25 of Justice Sokol will be in 3rd. Jensen Long in the 4 machine will be 4th. Jaden West in the 33 will be rounding out your top 5. Bryce Comer in the 9 machine is 6th. Lucas in the 17 is going to be 7th. Bryce Redmond in the 53 is 8th. The pace truck did pull off as they work their way off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. We're set to go green this time around as the field is led by Bradley Cox going into turn number 3. Bradley's going to hit that lob pedal and get us set back to green flag racing action here. As he's going to get a good jump, Brady Ross is going to go up top. Here comes the 25 of Justin Sokol. He's going to go up top as well. Justin Long's going to be the first car out of the line there. He's going to work the bottom side as they work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3 as he's going to try to get that bottom side going on 3 and 4. But Justin Sokol is going to be right there and maintaining that top side. Now Justin's going to go down low, try to make the pass. We do have a battle for the lead as Bradley Cox bobbled there just a little bit. Here comes the 1 of Brady Ross. He's going to work the top side through 3 and 4 as the 45 of Bradley Cox is going to slide back up to the top track. We're side by side. We do have a caution coming out as these two were heating up in the racing action here. As we're going to take a look at it, we're going to follow along with the 19 of J-Rob as he's going to work the top side there and came back down the track and hit Rustin. I believe that, yes, that was Rustin in the 51 machine, and then goes in turn 1 and spins, or that's, yeah, turn 1 and spins her around. And Bradley Cox and Brady Ross, they had a race heating up there. And Justin Sokol and Jensen Long were right there as well, battling it out for their respective positions. And the field just received the rolled up green flag as you see the pace truck dives off there in turn number 1. We're going to be a single file restart here as I'm seeing that Michael Cummins does have a black flag. I don't know what that black flag was for. Maybe jumping the start early as Bradley Cox leads the field down the back straightaway into turn number 3. He's going to hit that lob pedal and get us back underway as Brady Ross, he's going to follow suit. He's going to be right there as well as they work their way down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Justin Sokol is going to slide up and be right behind, tucked right behind Brady Ross. And as soon as we get through turn 1, we do have a caution flag flying as we follow along with Michael Cummins in the 23 machine. Slides up and whoever's behind him there made contact, and we do have a parking lot there coming off turn number 2. And hopefully we're going to try to get a highlight reel out once again and post it on the Facebook page and the YouTube page tomorrow after going through everything. Hopefully we'll get it up before hopefully 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. As the pace truck does pull off, we are set to go back to green flag racing action next time around. The field is still led by Bradley Cox with Brady Ross right there in second as they work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Bradley Cox going to hit that loud pedal and get us back underway. The one machine of Brady Ross is going to be right there trying to not hit that inside berm. He's going to look down low into turn number 1. We're going to slide up. We're going to be side by side there momentarily, but the 45 of Bradley Cox, he's going to have that momentum on the outside. Here comes the 4 of Jensen Long. He's trying to work that bottom side for third as the 25 of Just Sokol is going to cut back down and try to get a good run. As he's working bottom side there in turn number 1, he's going to try to slide up and try to race here for second with Brady Ross, as Ross is right there in that second position in that number 1 machine. The 1 and the 25 are running almost identical lines there in 3 and 4. Here comes the 25 of Justice. He's trying to throw that slide job and not going to clear as they're going to be side by side. Coming off turn 2, down the back straightaway, the 1 machine of Brady's going to go down low, trying to get something there on the bottom side. He's going to hit that inside berm, kind of slow him up just a little bit as he's throwing that slider line there in 1 and 2. And we're going to try to work our way back just a little bit as Jensen Long is in your 4th position. Brady Ross is right there still trying to reel in Bradley Cox. Might have found something just a little bit there on the bottom side as Bradley's going down to the bottom and throwing a slider line there in 1 and 2. Now, as Brady Ross is still working that bottom groove in 1 and 2 as they come through 3 and 4. We do have lap traffic coming up. We'll be playing a factor here in probably about 5 laps if we stay green. As Justice trying to work the outside groove now in 1 and 2, trying to try something different here as he's trying to reel in these 2 drivers right here in front of him as Ross is right there. It looks like he's closing the door just a little bit as they work their way off of turn number 4. And going in turn number 1, we do have a caution flag coming out. That's going to save these drivers from reaching the back of the field. We're going to go back and take a look at it with the 92 of Cleveland as he's working his way off to turn 2 down the back straightaway into turn number 3 here as he just hits that slick spot right there in 3 and 4 and spins it around, and that's what brings out the caution. We have Bradley Cox, Brady Ross, Justice Sokol, Jensen Long, Seth Gregory, Bryce Comer, Rustin Moss, Bryce Redmond, Jaden West, and J-Rob for your top 10. As the field works its way down the front straightaway, they're receiving the rolled up green flag once again as the pace truck does dive off there in turn number 1. The field is still going to be led by Bradley Cox and that 45 machine as he works his way off turn number 2 to work his way down the back straightaway. The field is all in a single file ready to go here. As we go into turn number 3, Bradley Cox is going to hit that loud pedal and get us set back underway to green flag action as he's going to get a good jump here. Brady Ross, he's going to look down low, throw that slider line there in 1 and 2. Here comes Jensen Long on the top side. He's going to try to get something going. He has company from Seth Gregory, as Seth Gregory's going to be right there. Here we go with Jensen Long working the bottom side in 3 and 4, just still on the outside, as that's going to be a battle heating up for position number 3, as the 4 of Jensen Long is working the bottom side in 1 and 2. Going to mess up just a little bit there, and that's going to allow the 25 of Justice to open the gap just a little bit, as we do have your battle heating up here for the lead as the 1 machine of Ross is working that bottom side in 3 and 4. Here comes Bradley Cox working the bottom side in 1 and 2. Ross is going to hit that inside berm just a little bit and mess him up, and that's going to allow Bradley Cox to come in there or separate him, as we do have a caution flag coming out as we go along with the 4 machine of Jensen Long as they work their way off turn 4 going into turn number 3 here. See Justice kind of go in a little bit hot, and Jensen was right there as well and finished off the loop there. And that's what brought out the caution. And we missed your halfway mark. We are over halfway through with this main event here. Again, presented by Torque Hydration. And the field just received the rolled up green flag once again. As we do have Bradley Cox, Brady Ross, Seth Gregory, Rustin Moss, and Jaden West for your top 5. Justice moved back down to your 8th position, and the 4 of Jensen Long is 13th. As Bradley Cox goes in turn number 3, going to hit that loud pedal once again and get us back underway. The 1 of Brady Ross, he's going to be right there, timed it perfect this time as they work their way through 1 and 2. Coming off turn number 2, both Cox and Ross are on the bottom side, and they're working the bottom side there in 3 and 4. Gregory's going to be right there as well. He's going to have the Rustin Moss on the outside trying to find something as they work their way down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Cox is going to throw the slider line there in 1 and 2, as Ross is going to stay on the bottom side in 1 and 2, working their way down the back straightaway into 3. Both drivers go down to the bottom side here, as the top 3 are working the bottom groove in 3 and 4. As Cox is going to throw a slider line. Here comes Ross as well, throwing an even deeper slider as they work their way up to turn number 2, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. And Cox is going to throw that slider line once again. The 14 of Seth Gregory is working that bottom groove through 3 and 4. He's going to be right there and have to let up just a little bit to not make contact with Ross as they work their way through 1 and 2, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. This time around, coming off turn number 4, we have 10 laps remaining in your main event. And we reach the final 10 laps here. Ross is going to hit the inside berm, bobble just a little bit, and we do have contact between Seth Gregory and Brady Ross. As now Ross is going to slide up there in coming off turn 4. Seth Gregory is going to be right there trying to get that bottom side going. Rustin Moss is still trying to reel these drivers in as they work their way down the back straightaway. We're maintaining eyes on your top 3 so far. We're going to go back to 4th. That's going to be Rustin Moss. In 5th is going to be Bryce Redmond. He's moved up 6 spots so far. He's trying to hold off Sokol and West as they work their way through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. We're going to go back up to the front. As soon as I say that, West is right down here on the bottom side trying to get something going. The 53 is going to bobble. The 25 is going to make a little bit of contact. Going to shoot the 53 Bryce up top. Here comes the 25 throwing a slide job there once again on. And that's going to be for position number 6 as Sokol's moved up to your 6th position now. We're going to go back up to the front just a little bit as Seth Gregory in that 14 machine is still trying to reel in Ross. And Rustin Moss is still working that top side there, running in your 4th position as Bradley Cox comes off turn number 4 this time around. He's going to get the 5 fingers as we do have 5 laps remaining here in your main event. And Bradley Cox has led it since the drop of the green. He's going to be working through 3 and 4 here as these drivers are kind of spacing themselves out just a little bit and showing the wrong thing there. I've been showing the wrong thing the whole race here. As you see the gap there, it's going to be about a half-second gap, a little bit over half-second to a full second now as Ross is trying to work that outside groove. And we're going to go back to Moss as Moss is working a slider line there, trying to reel in Seth Gregory. And he's running in 4th. You see that gap between all these drivers here as they work their way through 3 and 4. Coming off turn number 4, Bradley Cox is going to get the popsicle sticks with 2 laps remaining here and your main event here tonight for week number 4. As we do still have that battle for your top 5 as Sokol and West are battling out for 5th. Sokol's trying to reel in Moss here as the field comes off turn 4, getting the white flag, still led by Bradley Cox. As Cox comes off turn 2, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Going to look on the bottom side, throw that slider line there in 3 and 4. Coming off turn 4, your winner goes to Bradley Cox, Brady Ross in 2nd, and Seth Gregory rounds out your top 3. Rustin Moss in 4th, and Justice Sokol rounds out your top 5. Again, we're going to hear from your top 3 drivers here momentarily. Your hard charger tonight was Bryce Redmond in the 53 machine, who finished 7th. He moved up 4 spots. Again, Bradley Cox in the 45 machine is going to take home the win. Brady Ross in the 1 machine is going to finish in 2nd. Seth Gregory in the 14 machine is going to finish in 3rd. Rustin Moss in the 51 in 4th. Justice Sokol in the 25 is going to round out your top 5. Jaden West in the 33 machine is going to be finishing in 6th. In 7th, we have Bryce Redmond in the 53, who is also your hard charger, moving up 4 spots there. Bryce Comer finishes 8th in his 9 machine. Jensen Long in the 4 machine finishes 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be J-Rob in the 19. 11th goes to Lucas in the 17 machine. Michael Cummings in the 23 machine finishes 12th. JT Moss in the 8 machine 13. And Cleveland in the 92 rounds out your field there in 14th position. And bear with me 1 second as I wait to hear from your drivers here. Seth Gregory, who finished 3rd, who won last week. He's going to be the first driver that we hear from. And Seth, do you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
And that was a good race there. Fell back early on in the race, then you came back through and finished out in your top 3. That's a good placement tonight, especially after taking the win last week. How's the track tonight for being able to move around to the top or the bottom there?
It was really good. The top never was there. It was kind of like a slider where I was making the bottom work. You could roll the bottom and get all that drive down a straightaway because the track was nice and gripped up down below. And early on I had that little incident with that car and hopped the right rear and almost flipped, and then came back and ended up P3. So you can't really complain, and also got the win last week. So.
Yes, sir. Can't complain about that. You're especially coming back home in the 3rd position, and like you said, it kind of gripped up there on the bottom there. How's that inside berm being in these cars here? Does it seem kind of sketchy to kind of run that bottom side and not hit that berm?
Yeah, at first I really never experimented with the berm here in the micros. I have in the midgets, and you can't really use them that well in the midgets. And I was kind of nervous at first on how to use it, so I was kind of like putting it, and then I was like decided to use a little bit more of it and a little more of it, and I was like, holy, I can use this whole berm. So then I started really picking through because I was able to put my right rear and moisture and my left rear and just get all that drive. And I was like, man, I hope this stays for the rest of the race. And I'm just gonna put down here while everyone else blows their tires running a slider or running the middle line. And sadly it went away with like 10 laps to go. But it is what it is. I kind of searched around a little more to try and find a little more, but you just gotta take it some nights.
Yes, sir. And again, congratulations on your 3rd place finish here tonight. Do you have any friends, family, or sponsors that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I gotta thank Mongoose Chassis. I gotta thank Raise the Bar, RTB Setups, Logan Trimmer Racing, and Metcalf Media, and everyone who helps me out. Can't thank yous enough. You guys for putting this on, Microsprint Hub for you guys broadcasting, and Microsprint Hub for putting this on, and just thankful to be here.
Yes, sir. And hopefully we catch you back on the podium once again next week.
Yep, hopefully.
All right. And you have a good night, sir.
Yep, you too.
And there you have it. Your 3rd place finisher here tonight of Seth Gregory. And next up, for your Race Tracker Pro Winner Circle interview is going to be Brady Ross. And Brady, do you got a copy?
Yes, there, I got you.
Man, that seemed like caution flags kind of hindered you there a little bit as you started trying to get a racy with Bradley probably about middle way of the track or middle of the way of the race. Um, what were you trying to do to make that pass on him and try to get a run on him there to try to reel him in the middle of the race there?
Yeah, we were good early. The car was really fast. The track just got slicker, and Bradley kind of just figured out the line before I did. I was trying to roll the bottom, but it was working for a while, but it just got slicker, and the bottom entry slicked off, and it wasn't good anymore. But yeah, cautions definitely hurt us a little bit, but I don't know if we would have been faster than him there at the end. He's pretty quick, so yeah, that was pretty much that.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like the setup kind of faded there towards the last 10 laps of the race.
Yeah, definitely, it definitely went away. Definitely should have had the car a little bit tighter, but I didn't. I just didn't think it would get that slick, to be honest. But yeah, it faded away from us a little bit.
And that's hard or bad or sorry to hear that. And still coming home in second with these drivers here at Micro Sprint Hub. That's still a major feat. And congratulations on taking second here tonight again.
Yeah, thank you. We'll definitely take that. I've had a lot of fun the past couple weeks doing this. It's been cool. So I've enjoyed it. And we'll keep giving it a go every week.
Yes, sir. And do you have any friends, family, or sponsors you'd like to give a shout out to?
And me, myself, and I.
Understand that, man. And again, congratulations. Hopefully, we hear from you once again next week on the podium.
Sounds good. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks, sir. You have a good one.
You too.
And that was your second place finisher of Brady Ross. Up next for your Racetracker Pro winner circle, we're going to hear from your winner of Bradley Cox. And Bradley, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. Yep.
Man, that was a 30-lap race that you led since the drop of the green. And basically, you seemed like you were moving around throughout the whole race, trying to find something different and change up your line where Brady wouldn't be able to just know exactly what line you're running. Kind of walk me through your thought process on that one and trying to maintain that lead there.
Yeah, I think I hit up every line on the racetrack. I was really searching to try to find where I felt the best, and then I just fell into the slider line at the last half of the race and just stayed there. And I seen I was pulling away, so I knew that if I stayed there, I'd have been all right.
And like I said, that slider late in the race, that was probably the line. And it seemed like early on in the race, everyone was running the bottom side, and that was the line that everyone was making the passes on.
Yeah, I seen that bottom come in early, and then it looked like it kind of faded, but I tried it. I didn't feel that good, so I went back up to the top.
And I know that you're a driver that understands the lap traffic. And about halfway through the race, before that caution came out, y'all were coming up on lap traffic with Brady right there trying to make the pass on you for the lead. Were you worried about that lap traffic, or are you trying to game plan for making the passes on the lap traffic, try to get a car there between you and Brady?
The lap traffic kind of faded because we got that yellow, but I was hoping we'd get into lap traffic because I'm pretty good in lap traffic, so I knew I'd be able to kind of stretch my lead out if we hit that, but was managed to just hold on to it.
And once again, congratulations on your win here tonight with the Micro Sprint Hub iRacing League. This is week number 4. You won week number 1. So you're the first repeat winner of the series so far. Congratulations on that. And do you have any friends, family, or sponsors you'd like to give a shout out to?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I got to give a shout out to all my family watching. I know my grandpa, my mom, and my grandma, and I think my aunt and uncle are watching too, so I appreciate them for the support. But I got to thank Redline Performance Roofing, Speed Factory, Dirt Crowd, Micro Sprint Hub. Got to give all the glory to the Lord for letting me do what I love. Got to thank Justin and you guys for broadcasting and for putting this on. I do appreciate everything you guys do for iRacing and just for letting us real life guys come on here and get to race during the off season for money. And I appreciate every one of you guys.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to ask you one more question before I let you go. Is it horns up or is it horns down?
Wait, wait, were we talking about? What do you mean? Like we're talking about the Texas Longhorns? What do
Yes,
you mean?
sir.
I like the Texas Longhorns, so yeah, let's go horns up.
Oh man, it's the Oklahoma-Texas
What?
rivalry, so I had to ask that question. As I'm from Oklahoma, so I had to ask that. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
All right. Well, congratulations once again on the win, and hopefully next week we hear back from you here on the podium once again, man.
Yep, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. You have a good one.
You too.
And that's going to conclude tonight's racing action. Again, Bradley Cox comes home with the win with Brady Ross in second. Seth Gregory rounds out your top three. Rustin Moss in fourth. And Justice Sokol rounds out your top five. And your hard charger was Bryce Redmond, who finished seventh, moving up 4 spots here tonight. Thanks for joining in, and we will catch you next time here on Right Rear Racing, as we will be live on Sunday for the Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotion Legend Race at Huset's, and then we follow up with your Fasterwary on Monday, and then we come back here for week number 5 with the Micro Sprint Hub iRacing League. Thanks to all the sponsors here over here on Micro Sprint Hub iRacing League: Bradley Cox Racing, Torque Hydration, BTB Foundation, Torque Hydration, I've already said that, Torque Hydration, Race Tracker Pro, Milestone Electric Plumbing and AC, FM Performance, Thrive Media, and Dirt Labs. Again, thanks to all the sponsors over here with Micro Sprint Hub iRacing. We will catch you next time on Right Rear Racing.
Flag waves in the midnight air, clay on the visor, victory stare. Battles fought on every line, some cross glory, some cross fine. Slide job strong, cushions torn, races made and legends born. From heat race fight to the feature fight, we watched it all unfold tonight. High side hustle, bottom lane grind, every inch earned, no easy find. Hard on the wheel, foot to the floor, that's what micro racing's for. Have our elbows up till the very end, wheel to wheel with your rival and friend. Right rear racing on the mic so clear, bringing you action loud and near. It's intense, it's fast, it's all out war. Micro thunder shaking the floor. Micro sprint up, what a show. We'll see you when the greens lights glow. Some drive home with a trophy high, some with lessons they can't deny. But every lap told a story tonight, a dirt track dreams under stadium lights. No quit hearts and fearless drives, that's how this league stays alive. Short track blood in every vein, we'll fire it up and do it again. Top side rim, right slide a throw, one more lap before we go. Crowd still roaring in our ears, we'll be back, count the days, not years. Final loves with elbows up, that's how we roll. Micro warriors chasing the goal. Right rear racing signing off, but this fire ain't cooling off. It's intense, it's tight, it's elbows high. Micro madness flying by. Micro sprint up, stand up and cheer. We'll catch you next time right back here.